Hi guys, how we doing? Phil Kent here, and just continuing with my own challenge, which is the OLSP 50-day challenge, which I set myself. And if you don't, just in case you, for some reason, you don't know what I'm doing, I set myself a challenge, and one of those things was to do a Facebook Live every single day. And the reason I say to people, always set yourself challenges, because it gives you a sense of consistency, definitely accountability, helps the Facebook algorithm, and so much more. So these things are definitely worth doing. You will see the change. You'll naturally develop a routine. And especially when you put that challenge in place to make sure you do this every day, do XX every day, and things like doing a Facebook Live, and you set yourself a time, then you just sort of make sure that you do it. Without the challenge, it's quite easy to sort of say, hey, I won't do it today, I'll leave it today. But when you have any sort of challenge in place, whether it be a 10-day, 30-day, or whatever you want to do, it just creates that sort of bit of urgency. It sort of makes you want to do it. They're very effective, and then without you realising it, it definitely just becomes a routine. How are we doing, Carl? Carl's jumped on nice and early. Must be good timing for you, mate, to be on a break. Nice to see you out there, becoming quite a regular at this. This is quite good. I've noticed you've been inviting people into the group as well. All good. Been working with Carl. He's starting to ramp things up slowly but surely. And things are definitely heading in the right direction. The group is growing, a new group that we put together. Facebook groups are so powerful. We did a video on a live on this a few days ago. Go check out my timeline, you'll see it. And Carl says, Carl, jump on if you want. Yes, mate, of course you can. 1 second. Let me just get the link for you, and I'll drop it in. Bear with me, guys, because Carl wants to sort of jump on. 1 moment, guys, I'll be right there with you. There you go, Carl. It's in your inbox, mate. Okay, let's get back to where we were. And yeah, if anybody else ever wants to jump on, you feel free to sort of jump in and join the chat. Sometimes we have ills with us, sometimes we don't. I better grab my ears if someone's going to come on, because my sound is muted through the PC. Just makes me think a little bit better, and I do most of me listening through the headphones and things like that. So that's what I said about doing challenges, and I'm going to touch on today's topic, because today's topic was actually inspired by something that Ilse and that picked up on when we were chatting on the live on yesterday or Saturday. I can't remember which day it was. Couldn't do so many, you tend to sort of lose track after a little while. Take this off until Carl appears. And I said what to do when things go quiet is what it was, because we touched on the fact that right now we're here in the UK. It's the kids are on holiday for 6 weeks, and it's got at least another 2 weeks before they go back. It also that where she is in Belgium, they're on an 8-week holiday, and I think it's similar over in the States. So they're on these. A lot of people are away on vacations and that. So things generally do go a little bit quieter at this time of year. Not saying they're dead, and it's certainly not an excuse to stop things, but you can notice a trend where things will go a little bit quieter and things like that. And so you can lose momentum and things to do, and some people can lose a bit of the incentive because they just think, it's a bit quiet at the moment, too many people are away, people are saying I'm going on holiday, they can't connect with people properly, and yeah, these things do happen. So what do you do when things go quiet if you're generally getting this response on a regular basis? And I always say you gotta keep the routine going. You gotta carry on your daily consistent action, because everybody has got to have this plan together. Okay, you've got to have a daily consistent plan of action and things like that. Okay, and that's what you definitely need to be doing. I think Carl's just trying to connect. Let's just see if we can bring Carl in. Here we go.
Hey,
put my ears back on. Look at that. That must have been good timing for you today.
Yeah. You literally just finished for the day. So.
Oh, you finished for the day? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
It's unheard of.
It is, especially for you at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's definitely a great thing. Where are you today?
Between Glasgow and Edinburgh.
Oh, okay, still right up there. Okay, are you still due back home Tuesday? Is it?
Due back home tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Don't be late for the wife's birthday, whatever you do.
Exactly.
Or I don't think it'd be worth you going home. I'd say you stay in Scotland.
Yeah.
Keeps you a long way away, which you can't come and throttle you or whatever.
Yeah, other side of the country, yes.
The other side of the country, yeah. So that's really good. But it asks you to get some hours free in the afternoon. You probably need it. Yeah. So I was just talking about the subject of today. Just gonna sort my microphone's making a bit of noise. Bear with me a minute. That's better. Got a bit of dodgy lead on the mic, I think. Just get rid of that waffling noise. Yeah, it's quite easy because it was said that over in Belgium, their sort of school stuff and that, they're away for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Over here, we've got the 6-week holiday. There's a lot of people away and stuff, and it's quite easy for people to lose the momentum. And this is when it's so important to have a daily, consistent plan of action in place. And that's what we always bang on to people.
Yeah.
And you just got to keep churning out the content. It's also a good time to start getting things ready for when the momentum kicks back in. So you can look at doing other things. You can look at maybe putting some content out where you haven't utilized it before, say with traffic exchanges and things like that. Traffic exchanges, they do supply a different sort of traffic. But again, it's just numbers. Some people say, oh, well, I don't really get many leads from there. But, if you say to people, well, if you can pick up 3 leads a day from a couple of traffic exchanges, that's 100 a month. You got 100 a month. You got 1,200. You got 1,200 leads coming in a year, which you wouldn't have had to before. And it's all about consistency and numbers. So that they may not be the best traffic source, but if you get these leads trickling in, they add up. And then you've got one from other sources. And that's what I say to people: when it's quiet, this is the time to go out and put other content out there. Knock up some banner ads. Use the things like you got things like Canva.com where you can actually create your own animated banners. A lot of programs do supply some, like OLSP's got their own banners and things like that in there. So for people who are a little bit, say they're not too familiar with using things like Canva, then just use the ones that you got and place them around. The more you got out there, generally the better it is. I mean, never think that anything is a bad idea. You can play around with short videos. Short videos are easy to do. Everyone's got a phone these days. You can make a short 30 seconds, 1 minute video. You can edit it really easily. You got the likes of CapCut. You can edit some videos on there. Things like that. And then once you've got a quick video knocked out in about a minute, you can upload it to your Facebook. You can put it on the Reels. You can put it on the Story. You can put it on a YouTube Short. You can put it on Instagram. You can put it on TikTok. This is how easy. It's a lot easier now than it used to be years ago, where years ago you used to have either do all this manually, one by one, into each individual one, and it would take quite a while, or pay a monthly fee for some social postings software for you to do it for you. This is how we all used to have to do things. So it is easier now. Carl, you've already seen the effect of a Facebook group. It's early days, but you're getting engagement. People are joining. Quite, we've had 50 to 60 now, I think, in the first week. Not even a week, I don't think it's been.
54.
54. Well, that's less than a week. It's not even been going a week, the group, is it? So that goes to show you it's just numbers, and keep inviting the people, keep inviting them in. And then what you'll be able to do is, after a month or 2 months, or say a good couple of months down the line, say every 2 months, go back for your friend list and do it again. Reinvite, because a lot of people won't even notice the Facebook group invite. Some people might have been too busy to notice it. Some people will just ignore it, and you'll be surprised that when you actually go around and do it again, because if need be, you want them to eventually turn off your notifications or come off your friends book list, because that's at the end of the day, that's what you want, because you want.
It made me laugh, actually. I got a message from Facebook saying some of your friends might have missed your invitation. Try sending them again. So I'm doing what they told me to do, and then they banned me for an hour for doing what they told me to do.
The joys of fighting with Facebook. I get it all the time. You're lucky you're only banned for an hour. because I mean I've got no idea how many people I'm allowed to invite into a Facebook group.
Yeah.
If you try and look it up, if you look it up, I said to you, I think it's about 250. And when I've started to re-invite some of my friends, like I just said to you to do, and this was all going well until last night when they gave me a 15-hour ban because I've been doing it too often, and I've only been doing the same as what I said to you, to try and play safe, 2 lots of 125, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. It was okay for 3-4 days, and now they've said to me, no, you know, I've been banned for 24 hours for taking friends off my friend list. You know, just I can remove them, but not too many at once. You know, it's some of their restrictions are just crazy.
Especially if you're doing what they told you to do.
Well, I thought yours was the best. What you said to me the other last week, or a couple of weeks back, when you said it almost gave you a checklist of things that you should be doing. I've never seen that before. I've seen people post messages where they come up and say, "Oh, well, look, my content's going to be shown, or my content's going to be penalised." They actually tell them they're going to be penalised. But you actually had some sort of checklist pop up, was it? That
It's like a do these 3 things. And I can't remember what the things were. It's like I remember. Make a new post, comment on a post that there's no comments on, and then I can't remember what the other one was, but you know, it was like 3 things. But
you had your little to-do list from Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do these 3 things, and we'll make your life easier. You know.
Oh, thank you very much, Facebook. Thank you for allowing me to use the social platform as you want to use it. You know, it's great. It's easy to see why thousands have left Facebook compared to where they were years ago, because you used to be able to do pretty much what you like, and actually be social on the platform. If you didn't want to post every now and then, you didn't have to, but now it's become so strict, and thousands have gone to other platforms. I know loads of people have gone that were here before, and because they just got fed up with the restrictions, the Facebook jails and all the rest of it. And it is a battle. I mean, the only thing, I don't use it socially at all. It's not what I'm here for. I mean, I use it for the marketing and what I do, and that's what I use it for. And the reason I stay on board is because it still is one of the most targeted platforms that if not the most targeted platform, I think, that we could use. And it's not just for us online marketers. This is for anybody of any niche. It doesn't matter what they're into, what their niche is, what their hobby or their chosen niche is. There's going to be a targeted group of people, massive targeted group of people for that niche, and that's why I stay on board, because for us marketers, it's very easy to hone down and focus on these people. But it did make me laugh when you said you had a checklist.
Oh yeah.
If it happens again, you really should screen.
I'm gonna screenshot it next time.
You got to screenshot it and post it on your timeline, because trust me, that sort of thing will get interaction. People will just start comment on it and all the rest of it, and it's such good to do.
I remember a few years ago, I was doing this same thing, doing lives and stuff. And I got banned for a week. I got put in jail for a week.
It's something that we fight with all the time. I mean, I used to do a lot of DMing, a lot of messaging, and I was always getting told, you can't use that for 24 hours. I've had 5-day bans, 24-hour bans. And you're thinking, well, this is just for doing what the platform is all about, connecting with people, messaging people, but you can't do too many too fast. You can't do this. You need to be doing this. And it is an ongoing battle. And that's the only reason we put up for it, is because it does remain a targeted thing for what we do. But
I wouldn't have thought in 1,000 lifetimes that I'd get in trouble for doing something they told me to do to start with.
Well, no, I mean, that is just about brilliant. That is, it really is. Re-invite them. Okay, I'll re-invite them. No, you're banned for an hour for doing what I told you to do. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You made a good comment on the post in my group where you said what to do, you know, and I don't know if you saw my comment, is being productive, because it's very easy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very easy to lose time. Very easy to lose time, and think you can lose an hour just by trying to think, what should I be doing? You know, it's not just you personally. This is for anybody, because I know I've been there. You know, I've been there. You know, the fatal thing is scrolling down the Facebook feed. That's just fatal, because then you'll start.
Oh, you've lost yourself.
You lost yourself. Then you'll start watching videos of dogs and dinners and God knows what else.
And cats climbing trees. And
you've lost an hour, 2 hours just straight out the window. So I mean, that's why I always say, make sure if you've got a consistent plan of action, and doesn't mean, I mean, when you're doing something like I'm doing at the minute, then I've got to do the live at 2 o'clock. But as I commented on your live that you posted on the weekend, if you do it at 10 in the morning, or if you do it at 3 in the afternoon, doesn't really matter. It's just putting it out there. You're still doing Facebook Live. It's only when you're sort of time tied like I am. I don't have to be, but I just decided to schedule it every day at 2 o'clock. It works with me. Yeah. But just be productive. Just be productive. I mean, there's tons of training to go through inside OLSP. There's ads you can be putting out. There's some good traffic exchanges out there. Some not so good ones. There's a couple that I use. There's a couple that I use, and it's just make sure whatever. And this is just going out to people in general. You know, if you've got an hour or a 2 hour slot to kill, then make sure that is productive. Make sure you're maximising that time. Whether it be watching a 2 hour webinar on something, that's still productive, because it's training, it's knowledge. Whether that's you're going to say, right, I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna make a couple of video shorts, I'm gonna edit that, I'm gonna get that posted, I'm gonna have a look at another traffic exchange, and I'm gonna put some banner ads and some text ads in. All these little things, and they just, as long as it's something productive towards growing your business or getting yourself out there, and that's what you should always be thinking of. Making connections, maybe put a few messages, and this is what we say to people: it's got to become a habit, it's got to become a routine, and everybody should have the same thing, especially when you get sort of this time of year when things do drop off a little bit. People are away, kids are on holidays. I mean, I've got a couple that are waiting to come. They are going to come back to me after they've gone, come back from holidays, and the kids come back to school, and I've got a couple of mums tied up. You know, and some people are tied up like that, and it can be a slower time of year sometimes. But the idea is just to keep your momentum going, keep putting the content out there. Even if it's just 2 or 3, 4 things a day, it's quite easy to establish that, especially when you got the time of when everyone's got a phone now. It's easy to do. You know, years ago we were tied to our laptop or our PC, and we couldn't do anything until we got it. Now it's so easy. I mean, I did it once. I was speaking to yours about it a few lives back when my wife and I go out to Romford quite regularly, and she went out to get her hair done. I just went and sat in the cafe. While I was sitting in the cafe having a coffee, you know, I got my phone out, and I went on to CapCut. I used one of their own templates. I threw some photos onto it. This wasn't even a video of me. This was just edited some templates, put some background on it, sat there. This is all while doing a coffee. You know, and I said, right, I like the look of that bomb. I sent that to TikTok. I sent it to Instagram. I sent it to a YouTube short, and I posted it on my reels. All in the space of less, 40 minutes while I was sitting there having a coffee. You know, and it was quite easy to do. You know, this is why we say to people, there's no excuse. You know, people can do it all the time. You know, when people say, "Oh, I don't really have time to do that," or "I don't really have time to make a post," you know, that's when it comes down to how badly do people want something. You know, because most people that come online, whenever you speak to them, they're saying, you know, what if you say to them, why are you doing this? Is it just a little bit of extra money on the side, or is it to something better than that? 90% of the people will say, no, I could be like yourself, Carl. I've been bus driving for too long. I need a change. I speak to a lot of people in the States.
There's only one thing I would say, that, you know, if it's your own personal Facebook page, you know, if you've got family and friends and stuff on there, don't make it all business.
No, that's right. You can. I mean, That's right. It all depends on the person. I mean, I don't use mine socially, so it's easy for me. Some people do. I know a lot of people that don't want to mix it at all will actually make a second account for it. So there's that option. So people, I know several people that got two completely different profiles. One is for what they do online, and one is for their, the family and friends and all the rest of it. So it does depend, and if people want to mix it up. But there's nothing wrong with doing lifestyle pics. That they also go down very well. They also go down very well. It doesn't have to be all marketing. Lifestyle pics are good. If you're appealing to a wider audience, then that's also good, because especially when you're building the trust factor, which is what it's all about. It's the people industry, and people want to see the people that they can relate to. They want to see Carl, the coach driver. They, oh look, he's out with his wife today. He went on this, follow their stories. They can relate to that, rather than the days of watching the flashy sales pages and funnels. They're going now. People will look.
They don't want it anymore.
They don't want it anymore because there's been so much garbage, so much crypto crap. There's been so many scams. This is why people are hesitant, which is why Facebook groups, again, Carla, are very, very good, because then they can just go in the safety of a group. They can start to get to know people. They can message you.
I had one 2 days ago, actually, from the States. They contacted me. Oh, I'm contacting people all over the world, about this brand new opportunity with crypto, and I said, you're behind the times,
The crypto nutters are everywhere. I mean, as we know, Wayne refers to them as the crypto nutters. I mean, there was a time years ago where if Facebook friends came in, like friend requests came in, I would generally accept all of them without. I'll just go, accept. I don't now. I mean, it's almost like an interrogation sometimes for me. I think it was this person.
Sometimes,
because I don't want the solo ad sellers on there. Sorry guys, but I don't. If I want to find a solo ad vendor, I'll come to you. I don't want you on.
I've got. I got one recently. I didn't realize he was a solo ad seller, but within 2 hours of me accepting his friend request, it was like trying to sell me on it, and then got quite upset that I said no.
That's right. Because there's so many solo ad vendors about. I know they've got to make a living, but the way a lot of them do, and this is not all solo ad sellers. If someone listening, I've got some good ones that I use, or I've used in the past as well. But generally speaking, if they send you a friend request, that's what they want. So if I see that they're solo ad sellers, it gets turned down. If they've got anything to do with crypto or trading, they're gone. Marketers looking to connect. I don't mind if they've got a main program put all over their Facebook, fine, if they want to connect properly, but it does bug you. But the minute they try and pitch your first thing, they're gone. The best feature of Facebook is the block button. There's no
absolutely.
Because that's about the one feature that is fantastic. It is is utilized. I think at one stage my block list was longer than my friend list. I'm not sure. Because you do. It's the quickest way to get rid of them, unfortunately. And
he was really upset that I said no. He was like, well, why are you saying no? You're not trying to build your business. What? Goodbye.
Goodbye. And this day and age, people don't want it. They don't want to be pitched instantly. If you send me, if people send me a friend request and I accept, that doesn't mean, oh, he's accepted my friend request, so he must want to join my business. No, that's not the reason I accepted it. I'm not interested in your latest wonderful matrix plan.
No.
Everyone's going to get spillover from. And if I get in at the top, and the amount of, I could have been at the top of so many matrices that I could have, I could have had the top spot in all the matrices, because these people told me I would be at the top.
Along with millions of others.
Millions of others. I was always going to get the top spot. So I must be a pretty popular guy, because I was going to get the top spot in everybody's matrix. You know, they think we were born yesterday. But hey, but you know, they try these things. It is about building relationships. People. I had a guy message me. I think it was just for the weekend, you know, and I hadn't spoken to him before, and he just reached out and he said, "Hey Phil," you know, I said, "I you know, how you doing?" And he said, "Yeah," he said, "I've been following your 50-day challenge since day one." Well, today I'm on day 38, and he just messaged me before the weekend, which means which is what myself and Neil's talk about all the time. People are watching you all the time. He said he's watching me since day one, so he's taken 36 days or whatever it was, 35 days to actually reach out and say, "I've been watching what you're doing and throwing a message." And this is what we say to people all the time. Just because people aren't engaging, just because they're not commenting, they're not liking, they're not whatever, doesn't mean they're not watching you. Because people are watching people all the time. They're watching what they're doing.
They do, they do.
And they might come up in a week, they might come out in a month's time, might even be 3 months down the line. But this is where you've got to continue to do what you're doing.
I always had a thing where I could do a video, no problem, and put it out there. But I was, when it came to Facebook Lives, I got more nervous because the minute you saw someone watching you, it was like you forgot what you were saying. It was like, well, yeah, you know. But if it was just on a video, you know, you could just do whatever you were doing. But now I'm finding it a little bit different because I know the people that are watching me, and I can have a conversation with them. Yeah.
And the more you do, the better it will get. You know, the more comfort you'll get. You've got a bonus that you don't mind getting on video. You don't mind jumping on camera. You know.
No.
You know, and that's, trust me, in this industry, it is massive. It's a massive thing because a lot of people don't like to do it. They don't like to get on video. They don't like to show themselves. You know.
Or as Wayne would say, massive.
Yeah. most they don't like it, you know, and it's a massive thing to be missing out on. But you've got that massive advantage where you don't mind doing it, and that's going to go miles to your trust factor, you know, definitely. And the more you do it, it's just we can start doing it every day. I mean, I had one of my guys, James, that went to VIP. I've mentioned this before on here, and you know, I kept saying to him, look, you know, try and do a few lines. He's now doing them like every day, like nearly just you know, he's doing so many of them now. It's brilliant, you know. But when he made his first one, he said, "Can you go and check it out and see what you think?" And I went and watched this live, and he had literally just grabbed his phone and it was in his house, and he just said, right, you know, he told his story that he was a truck driver and he's been forced to not be able to work anymore due to health. Due to health reasons, And he told his story that he's now no longer able to drive his truck, which he's been doing for years, you know. And I listened to this, and it was about 5 or 6 minutes long. And I went back to him and I said, James, this video is fantastic. And he went, really? You know, and I said, this is probably the best video you'll ever do. I said, because you've picked it up and you've been yourself and you've told your story. You've told your story why you've had to stop truck driving that you've been doing for years. You've been forced to stop work through health reasons, and you're just connecting people and telling your story. I said, do you know how many people are going to relate to that story? I said, hundreds, and they see it. I said, do not lose that video. I said, because that's probably the best one you'll ever do. And he's like, you really mean this? I said, yes, I really mean it. I said, that's a video that should be, you know, on a bridge page or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because that's your story. That's where so many people are going to say, you know what? And I said to him, I said, do you know how many truck drivers I've spoken to just this last 3 months since I came back into it that have been forced to stop truck driving? You know? And I said, I said, we're into double figures. He went, what? I said, we're into double figures. I said, I'm talking truck drivers from the States that I've spoken to that have had an injury, that have had a health scare, they can't drive the trucks anymore. And it's got to be similar in your industry, Carl, because you guys are sitting down for a long time, and when the older you get, the harder it gets.
I was just saying the other week to a colleague of mine, it's amazing the amount of colleagues that we know that die on the job. You know, they finish for the day, they go and park up, and the next thing, they haven't turned up for the job the next day, and someone knocks on the door, and they're dead in the bed.
It's a scary reality, Cole. It really is, and it is, and you've got a very good woman with you, and a home, because realistically, especially the job, the days that you're away from home, it's really more of a sort of a single man's job, realistically.
It is,
but you're doing it because you need to earn a living. You're doing the job that you do, but by your own admission, it's getting hard now. It's getting too much now, and you want to change. Because what's this journey? It's 12 days, I think you said this one's going to be.
Yeah, well, as I say, I'll be home. I'll be home tomorrow night for 3 days. 3 days,
so, and then how long's the next one?
12 days again.
12 days again. Yeah, it's you can see why you're doing what you're doing. You can see why you're wanting. You've got
to make hay while the sun shines, because very soon it's going to be winter.
That's right. And so you're saying, do you not? How badly does that affect like your industry? Do you really come to a halt, or do you go down to day trips or things like that? Or?
It's not as bad as it used to be. I mean, they still get us to, like guys like me that live all over the country, and we come to work for 12 days. And so, if you're called in for that, then they got to pay you for the 12 days.
Right.
So whether you're sat in a hotel or, you're out polishing your bus or whatever it is, but it's, it's one of them things that we have to do, especially in the winter. If they call you in for work, it's a guaranteed income.
Oh yeah, obviously, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that side of it is obviously crucial, because especially nowadays with the cost of living being so high, people need to be earning. They need that.
Yeah,
guaranteed
I mean, there are coach firms out there that virtually shut down for the winter. Luckily, ours doesn't.
Yes, but you can see why you do what you do, because you still got to, you still got to earn a living. You said your wife loves you home, but she loves it when you're not there. So we had this discussion the other month. She said, I love you to bits, and I love you to when you're home, but she said, I love it even more when you're not here. You'll have to come home early one day, and halfway through your trip, and find out why she's enjoying it so much.
I keep saying to her, right, I'm coming home. Get rid of the boyfriend.
Yeah, stop the parties, kick everybody out. But I mean, it's a good industry that we're in, and there are massive opportunities out there, and it's about connecting people, getting with the right people, the right programs. I mean, I have so many conversations. I mean, a lot of people just come to chat and ask for some advice, which is what I'm happy to do. As long as it's not going to go on for 2 hours, I don't mind people asking me a bit of advice.
No, sure.
Me and there was touch on this yesterday, and if anybody's listening, it doesn't matter what program you're in. If people need a bit of advice, and I always say to people, if you're in a program, go check out the leaderboard. Who's the top sort of 5-6 people in there that are achieving on a regular basis? Go find out what they're doing.
Even us lower ones, we still know a bit. So
that's right. Don't be afraid to connect to people. And this the OLSP community is the best I've been involved in by a country mile, because I have been in programs where it is no, you're on that leg, you're in that matrix. I'm sorry, you're actually nothing to do with us. And you do get that other than them.
And there's lots of them out there that do exactly that.
There is, absolutely. If you're not in their leg, their team, they're part of the major upline, then they're not interested. There is unfortunately a lot of that. With this, as we've already seen, it doesn't matter who's with who. We're not into. We don't have big matrices in OLSP. We just have 1 or 2 levels, but everybody wants to help each other. So that's why we've had VIPs on here. We've had and everyone's but if you're in the industry, if you're in a different program, reach out to these people. Most people are approachable, you know, and if you find they're not approachable, then go track them down, find out.
Yeah, it's funny. I've just had one lady that's being mentored by Wayne. She's contacted me and asked if she can join the group.
There you go. Well, let them in. I mean, this is what you do. I mean, this is what you want. You want these people in the group. They're going to be a help to the group. If they're being mentored by Wayne, they're going to be a help to the group. There's no question. You know, and I've said to other people on team members before, I said, go find these people, because if you've got a name, especially when you're on Facebook, they're quite easy to track down on social media. Most people who carry the same sort of name around, you know. Yeah. Generally speaking, it shouldn't take long for you to find some sort of opt-in page for them, some of their own email list. Sure. I said opt into the list to see what they're doing, see what the emails are receiving, you know. Yeah. And then you're going to get these moments you go, you know what, that's a good idea. I like that. You know, model it into yourself. That's all you got to do, you know, because at the end of the day, these people are performing well in the industry for what they're doing, and in the program that they're doing, model what they're doing, you know. And this is how you learn. And it's very easy. And I say to people, do that, you know, and reach out to these people. What's working for you at the moment, if you don't mind me asking? If they put them all up, then just go find out yourself. Go opt into their email list. You'll see you'll see what they're sending out. What's this guy doing? Oh, he's giving away a free book. What's that lead to? You know, take a look. Or how's the advertising? Because especially if they are high up in a program on a leaderboard, whatever they're doing is working. So go see what they're doing and model it into yourself. And that's how we work. Fortunately, inside OLSP, I know that I could message anybody that I've not even spoken to at the top of the OLSP.
Yeah, sure.
And just say, hey, I'd just like some ideas. What's working for you at the minute? And they're going to come back and say, yeah, sure, Phil, what do you want to know? You know, they're not going to put a wall up. They're not going to say nothing, you know. And that is really one of the massive appeals to the program. You see the community spirit you get is, you know, everybody wants everybody to do well, and that's
and that is a big difference. Massive.
It is a massive difference. That's what keeps people here a long time as well. They know they're in a good place, because, I mean, the grass is not greener. We've all jumped around before chasing shiny objects, but if you've got a program with a good owner, it's stable, it's got different ways to earn, and you've got genuine evidence of people earning, and you've only got to pop inside the OLSP Academy Facebook group, and you're going to see tons of examples of different people earning, whether it being $15-20 the first time or high tickets. You're gonna see it on a regular basis. Because we've all been part of Facebook groups for a program where they might be lively and buzzy, but no one's earning anything. You know, if they're not, because they would be posting about it. Because that's the idea of a Facebook group, especially when it's a private Facebook group with a team. If you're only seeing the top guys at the top posting earnings or doing well or recruiting, something's wrong. Why isn't everybody else earning? You know, you need that. So, Carl, you've been able to join us for the whole session. When you say jump on, it's normally like a 10 minutes. It's brilliant.
I know. I'm just parked up at the services, and I thought, well, there's no point in me going to the hotel yet. I won't be able to check in. So,
have you done your own live today yet?
No, not yet. I'm going to do that when I get to the hotel, because I'm going to go there next. I'm only about 20 minutes away. So.
All right, so we'll just smash it out. Like I said to you, I said to the comment yesterday, I don't know if you saw it, it's not, and this is not just you, this is people. When they say, oh, I don't have time to get it at 9 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter about the time. When you're doing consistent things consistently, you've got like, you know, almost like a checklist of things to do that day. You know, it doesn't matter if you do it 8 in the morning or 8 in the evening. Just knock them out.
What I noticed was I didn't know what I was going to talk about, and then it just happened that I turned it to live and just started to say hello, and then somebody else jumped on and was talking to them, and then it just went on. So
it definitely gets easier. I mean, I've actually had questions around my lives. I've had a couple of people saying, "How do you find a different topic every single day for your lives?" And I say it becomes a habit, you know, because I would just look for a post that I've done. I might have seen a post that someone else has done. it might be comments that I receive. Sometimes it's a DM question, and I just use it, and keep it fresh every day. Sometimes I talk about OLSP, but not very often. The idea is it's all just sort of giving value out.
I would prefer somebody to ask me than to put the link out automatically.
Yeah, definitely. Don't put the link out, especially if you post a link on Facebook. Then Facebook's going to penalise you anyway. Because they don't. Especially if you put it in a post. If you say, get some more information, here's my link. Facebook is going to penalise it because.
And in fact, I think the one I did yesterday was probably the best one I've done.
Well, I saw your engagement on it yesterday. You got people that you knew they're commenting, and that's what you want. Just, like you said, when they start jumping on. I mean,
to be perfect, I felt more confident yesterday than I've ever done before.
And I'll tell you why that was, because that was it day 3 yesterday?
Yeah.
That's another reason why it was day 3. That's the reason. And the more you do, you're just going to switch your phone on and say, hey, guys, you never guess what just happened. I've just been talking about this, and that's what's going to come, And that's how it would be, because you've already done 3 days on the trot. It's getting easier. You may find, Cole, that a better time of day resonates better with you. Some people are more active in first thing in the morning. Some people are active late in the afternoon. I've got a lot of my friend list I know are in different parts of the country. There's a lot over in the States, and sometimes there's a few of them around, say, early morning, like 7, 8, 9s. If they're on the tail end of their evening. Others maybe later on. But that's probably why you felt better yesterday, because you've jumped on a couple of these now. You've started doing them yourself. Your confidence is coming back. And when you get back to the hotel, just pick up something that we've been talking about. You say, I've just been on live. I feel you know what we've been talking about, Bob, and get conversation and go from there. Because I said, I've had more than one people, how do you find a different subject every single day? And I said, I just pick something, it could be a post, it could be a comment, it could be a question, and I'll make a title every single day of me live. And a lot of the time, 10 minutes into the live, we're talking about something else anyway.
Absolutely. That's the way it works.
That's the way it works. But I just always give it a title and then just sort of take it from there. And then just sort of jump on and start talking. If nobody turns up, it doesn't matter. To me, it could be 200 in front of me or none. I just talk to myself. I must be good at talking to myself, Carl. I think that's what it is.
The problem is when you start answering yourself. That's the problem.
That's it. And I start having an argument with myself as well.
That's it. I do that regularly.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Carl. I have been on. We're going to link up again, obviously. Probably after the wife's birthday is probably a good time. I've got the wife's birthday, then the next day I've got a day free, and then the day after that I've got a doctor's appointment. So okay, or we can get on a catch-up call later on. This is up to you. It's probably better off doing it later on today, to be honest. I've got more time. Okay, well we'll schedule that then. Drop me a message after this, and I'm good later on. So any time. Sure. No problem. We'll go through where we were up to. Well, brilliant, Carl. It's been lovely to have you on. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm always here, 2:00 every UK time. I know. So people know where to find me. I haven't gone missing anywhere. So, I know it jumped up, and I thought, God, is it 2:00 already? Rightio, mate. Well, it'll be lovely to have you on. We've just gone over the nearly 45 minutes. A long one today. Good one. There you go. But there we go. I hope people have got some value. A lot of people watch them back later on. So if you catch the replay, just drop the hashtag replay, drop me the comments, and we'll get back to you. So thanks a lot, Carl. Whatever you're doing, people, have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. Take care now, and we'll catch you on the next live. So cheers. Bye now. Talk to you later. Bye, mate.